I always like how they put the Death Mountain and the tower way in the background like that. That's really cool. Makes this a really effective scene. Of course, I'm not going to take him on with, you know what? Yeah, I am. Oh, you know what we have to do, though? We got to save and quit real quick, just to make sure we get the game saved, because otherwise, you don't have a save game right before the last boss. Yeah, we're just going to go for it. Going with the fire rod. We'll be good. Ganon. Gotta get him with the gold sword. I think if you just have the regular Master Sword, you can't hurt him unless you use a spin attack, which is kind of obnoxious. I don't like those bats at all. Good thing I got fairies, man. I'm gonna need them. Any minute now, he's gonna start turning the lights off. First, he takes the walls away from the edges of the room. Then he's gonna turn the lights off, and you gotta turn the lights back on to hit him. And he's earthquaking a lot, which I don't like. But what am I going to do? Secret technique of darkness? Yeah, I think I could probably take care of that. Oh, I got a silver arrow him now. Okay, that's right. Or not. Maybe you do have to keep sorting him and then silver arrow him later. I got 3 fairies to figure it out, people. Ow. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. I thought I had to silver arrow him now. Oh, hit him with the sword, then silver arrow him. That's right. Shoot. Okay, I do have green drink. Good. It's a little easier to dodge now, though, which is good. Gonna fairy again. It's gonna come right down to it, I think. If he punks me, I'm gonna go ahead and just stock up on blue drink. And we'll do it that way. Oh, get out of my way, Ganon. He's gonna play me like that, huh? Aw, nerd! That sucked. Now I've got to play the whole battle again. Oh, that's awful. Alright. 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 That's the worst. That's the worst when that happens. There should really be a better point to mirror right there. That'll work. Okay. Take me to Witch's Hut. We're gonna do it upright. We're gonna buy all sorts of blue drink. We're gonna cheese this Squeegie out. Do not Guys, don't use cheese on your squeegee. That's not good. And she'll fill my health up. Should be able to flute right back to the castle. I think I can flute back. Yeah, that'll still take me right back to the castle. There is a permanent portal to the Dark World in front of the castle, something I didn't know the first time I played this game. At one point I got myself into a state where I couldn't reach my Dark World portal anymore. Didn't know this permanent portal was here, and I thought I was just eternally stuck. But nope, you can just do that. All's well. Alright. Back in action. Gotta do the first couple phases of the fight again. And then he repeats himself, like he hasn't said all that before. Where are you going to? There you are. I think I was going to eat the damage. I got all kinds of blue potions, so... don't need to play it careful. And I got one fairy, so I'll use the fairy first before I start using up the potion. No, I won't. I'm going to use the potion first. I want the fairy for the last phase of the fight, when I'm already swapping between Fire Rod and Arrow. Come here, nerd. Where are you going? The worst is when the recoil from your sword sends you to the edge of the room just as he makes that part of the room fall. That's the worst. Good hit. Almost fell off right there, but didn't. And you know what? God bless the guy who decided to put the fire rod right next to the silver arrow on the item screen. Seriously, God bless that guy. He's a gentleman and a scholar. I would love to shake his hand. And that's it. Ganon is explodey popped. So victorious. I think if you jump off here, you have to fight him again. I can't even go into the menu. I can't even drink any blue drink. Or check a map or anything. Welcome, Lonk. The Triforce is going to talk for a couple of hours. And so concludes A Link to the Past. My 5th or 6th favorite Zelda game, depending on my mood and or day of the week. It's kind of the example of a Zelda game, when it comes right down to it. Every other Zelda game you can name deviates from the basic Zelda formula in some weird way, but Link to the Past is like the baseline. I guess is a good way to put it. For a 2D Zelda game. 3D Zelda is a whole different beast, especially since they started adding all the stupid combat maneuvers that chased me away from the game. Seriously, I played Twilight Princess on the Wii, swinging my hand around like a lunatic. Hated it. Hated it! Wind Waker I didn't hate, it just bored me. Too much sailing. People say Wind Waker HD is better, but I don't have a Wii W. So for me, Zelda is a classic game series that is best left in the past. And if they never make another one that I really love, it won't bother me because I have such fond memories of all the old ones. Arguing endlessly about whether Ocarina or Link to the Past is the better game strikes me as a waste of time considering they are both masterpieces. But Ocarina is the bigger masterpiece, and if you don't agree, you're wrong. Period. End of story. One of my favorite credits scenes on the Super Nintendo. I like the good old cheesy first-gen SNES music at the end here. And the loyal sage who didn't die, apparently. Isn't that nice? Even though he lay down on the ground and blinked out of existence and made a death sound, he came back. Sahasrasalagalaga's homecoming. All of our friends from town. The quarreling brothers. The flying duck. Vultures, for some reason, get a mention in the credits? Okay. What is in those treasure boxes that weren't there before, I wonder? Probably pieces of heart. I didn't find them all. That guy's head is terrible. Both of those heads are terrible looking. They looked better as monsters, frankly. Also in the category of didn't quite die, my uncle. Welcome back, uncle. I don't know what I did with your sword and shield. I threw them away. I just pitched them. I didn't need them anymore. I got better stuff. I like this design of Zora better than the one in Ocarina, I gotta say. Again, though, that's a nitpick. There's no reason to get into that kind of discussion. I guess the idea is these Zoras are supposed to be monsters, and those Zoras are supposed to be like a race of people. But there's nothing that says monsters can't be friendly. Those friendly monsters sold me their flippers for an outrageous sum of money. And someone went and got the tree back and turned him back into a boy. Wonderful. That's something that Zelda has always done better, in my opinion, than just doing like a plot that moves along. The plots are always weak. It's the little like stories, the little vignettes that you come across exploring the game world, like the swordsmiths or the haunted groves. That's the kind of stuff that really strikes me in Zelda games. That's the kind of things these games do well. Link Between Worlds built on that quite a lot. But it's so much better than, like Twilight Princess had you building up like a resistance of something, and like a bunch of NPC characters that were supposed to be important but nobody really cared about, and you had like Wind Waker, the whole idea of like Hyrule was in ruins and you're sailing on top of it, but the whole backstory never really goes anywhere. Give me little vignettes to tie up between dungeons, so I don't ever have to give up my dungeon content for silly plot stuff, and I'm perfectly happy in a Zelda game. Unless I have to wave my arm around to swing my sword. Where was that old man coming from? He clearly doesn't have a hammer. There's no way he could have been on that side of the mountain with those pegs still up. What are you so upset about, man? Because I didn't pay you any money? I didn't let you rob me? The Master Sword sleeps again forever until the next Zelda game. This is where somebody goes down to the comments and says, "Nuh-uh, Brickroad, they put it there and then another timeline spun off because Ocarina really created two worlds, and one of them was the Wind Waker world and one of them was the Zelda 2 world, and then the third one was the Quantum Leap Tingle's Rupee Land world that we call Hyrule Sea." Somebody's leaving that comment right now, and I have a headache just thinking about it. Eyes are bugging out of my head. Anytime we discuss Zelda in my stream chat, somebody inevitably brings up the whole timeline issue, and it just sets people off on a tangent. And some people take it so seriously. And I can't help but troll them when that happens. I can't help but just troll them when it happens. Never ceases to amuse me. Anyway, this is one of my favorite games on the SNES, a game that I grew up with. Came out in 1991, I got my SNES right around that time. Like this, Mario World, Lemmings, Final Fantasy II. There were a couple other games in there, but these were the games that I cut my teeth on when it comes to the SNES games. When I was like, what? Shoulder buttons? That's weird! But I love it, and this is a lot of people's favorite Zelda game. Like I said, it's not mine, but I can totally understand why this would be your personal favorite. If you like this one the best, I have no grudge with you, my friend. Except for the fact that Ocarina is the best, of course, and you're wrong. Like, other than that, though, I'm perfectly fine with this being your favorite. I really like what they did with Link Between Worlds, where they took the same world from Link to the Past and built on it in some interesting ways. I wish they would do that with some other Zelda games. I could totally go for another game set in the Ocarina world, because that's my favorite. I love it so much. I guess they kind of did that with the original Zelda, because they had the first quest and the second quest, except the second quest wasn't fun so much as irritating beyond belief. I almost feel bad talking over this music, to be honest. What you guys should do is, after you're done watching this video, look up a video that's just the music from the end credits of Link to the Past and watch that. So you can watch it without me interrupting with my stupid voice. That is the way to go, I feel. In fact, I'm going to do that when I'm done recording this. As always, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, letting me play some Link to the Past for you. Always, always happy to go back and play the good old Zelda games. Makes me forget about the bad new ones. And again, the whole point of this series was to launch my Patreon page. If you haven't checked it out, I don't know if I've mentioned it before in the series, I may have forgotten, but if you haven't checked it out, it's patreon.com/Brickroad. There's a link down in the doobly-doo. If you're already supporting the stream by using the Patreon, I thank you a million times over. I cannot express my gratitude enough. Even if you're just in for $1, that is amazing to me that anybody would give me the opportunity to do this for a living. I love that. I love that idea. Does it count deaths where I got revived as a fairy? Or do I have zeros going all the way down? No. No. It's counting the deaths. Damn. Oh well. Even if you're not supporting monetarily, I still really, really appreciate that everybody comes out to watch. Just watching the videos, sharing them with your friends. No, wait a minute. No, I died in Turtle Rock. No, I did. No, yeah, Trinex killed me, and then I mirrored out. Oh, but wait a minute. It's not counting my deaths, it's counting how many times I shut the game off. Okay, whatever. Anyway, just the fact that you guys come out and watch the videos, watch the streams, share them with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, wherever, that helps a lot too. Even if all you do is watch the first 10 seconds of the video just to see if you want to watch it and then decide to shut it off. I do that on YouTube. I don't begrudge you that. I feel honored that I get to do this for you guys. And let's play some more Zelda in the future, okay? Thanks so much for watching.